on the internet for Chinese tea education and for connecting with other tea aficionados. My name is Lauren. This black cat is Hudza. This is Huang Huang. And this is a big old bag of tea. And this is my rooftop here in southern China. I've been sitting on this bag of tea for over a year since I went to Anhua. And I thought I would break it out. I just think it's cool. It's like just in like a grocery bag. It's labeled as Tian Jian, but you might think, so Jian means like a roof, or sorry, it means like a sky or heavens. And Jian means like tips, like Mao Jian means like fuzzy tips or whatever, furry tips. So this is Tian Jian, it's like heavenly tips or tips from the sky. And yeah, it is some like younger leaves and some like tiny little buds that were like just starting. Stuff like, kind of stuff like this. Like this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's these younger leaves for the most part. But yeah, I got the fire going today. It's been kind of rainy. I have not posted any comment in about a week. And I'm really sorry for that. Emmanuel, thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the party. Yeah, so I was like sick, and then I started feeling better, and then I got this bacterial skin infection. Yeah, true story. Yeah, it was like cellulitis on my nose, I guess from blowing my nose every day for like a week or two. And then my nose got really swollen and red. And people say it's pretty serious. It can turn into like sepsis and stuff and kill people. Because it's like either the staph or like the strep bacteria. Pretty fucked up. Pardon my French. But so my body like beat it for the nose, and then my nose was going back to normal. But then my eyelids like spread to my eyes, and so I had like paraorbital, like around the eye swelling for like a week, and it just wasn't getting better. So I started taking some antibiotics, which you know, in America you'd have to like make a doctor's appointment and do all that stuff. I just had my wife order the antibiotics online. I like self-diagnosed, me and Perplexity AI self-diagnosed, and then I just ordered the antibiotics, and I'm just taking it, and it's all cleared up now. So I'm gonna keep taking the antibiotics for a couple more days, and that'll be the end of it. But yeah, my eyelids were like swollen for like a week. Medical service is pretty good. You can see there's a scar here. I mean, it's a little hard to see, but I was bitten by a dog, and so I had to have stitches. I was just bleeding out. It was actually a pretty gnarly gash here on my arm. This is just about 6 months ago, or about a year ago. And I had to do like a 3-course rabies vaccine and the stitches, and all in it was like $200. So very affordable. So, you know, America is probably the champion for like trauma care. You know, if you get shot or you're in a car accident, America is probably where you want to be. But for just kind of mundane little stuff, I need some antibiotics. My antibiotics, the total like course I'm going to be taking for my self-diagnosis and stuff, the whole cost is like $20. Like that's it. Like in America, you'd make a doctor's appointment, right? Or heaven forbid, I mean, most people would probably walk into the urgent care clinic or even the ER if their eyelids were swelling up, because they would read on Reddit, which I'm convinced are just a bunch of hypochondriacs on there. They're like, oh yeah, that can be really serious, turn into sepsis, like blood poisoning, blood bacteria infection, you're dead. And yeah, I just wasn't clearing up around the eyes for like 5 days, so I jumped on the antibiotics. But yeah, super cheap, you know, big old dog bite with stitches, a couple $100. You know, blood work, whatever, $100. I mean, it's just, you just pay cash, right? There's no, most people don't do insurance, and you just pay cash. And it's just totally different world. My wife's sister is a surgeon, and she doesn't even make that much money. It's not a high income profession in this part of the world. to be a doctor. So it's just a totally different thing. So like a surgeon in China might make $1 or $2 a month. Probably closer to 1. So totally different. Hey, Hammond Ibrahim and Serpent Rider, welcome to the party, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm drinking this big old bag, just this big old bag of Tian Jian Anhua Heavenly Tips. It's like a dark tea. It has some kind of light fermentation, but just a big old bag of this stuff. I bought it about a year ago when I was in Anhua, and you can see I'm very detailed with my notes on this one. Tian Jian. Okay. But yeah, it's really good. It just kind of tastes like a red tea, and it is kind of some younger leaves. But I just got this big old trash bag of it, big old grocery bag of it, and because the guy I bought this from, I'm gonna make a little video about it. But the guy I bought this from, just one moment while I tie up my garbage bag. I don't leave this thing just laying around untied, okay? It's not that kind of operation. But, yeah, kind of like Mao-cha. Yeah, so just doing it with that one today. Emmanuel, thank you for stopping by, dude. Serpent Rider, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, sorry I was just out of commission. My eyelids were all swollen up. It was really weird. Good old penicillin-based antibiotics are fixing it. I haven't taken antibiotics since probably 2000, maybe since 2012 when I got the clap in Tijuana. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, I haven't taken antibiotics in many years. But, me and AI self-diagnosed and then figured out a treatment plan. And it seems to be working. So that's cool. Yeah, and the total cost, like $20 for some same-day delivery antibiotics with no prescription. So really a ease of self-treatment here. Anyways, yeah, it's really good. I really like this. It tastes kind of like a little bit piney kind of a thing. And this cat thinking, I don't really think he's thinking about jumping into the tea set. He's really in deep meditation. Along with his dog, just super chill. So chill. But yeah, that's why I didn't post for a week. I was just all up in my feelings with my swollen eyelids. Yeah, well, and it started with the swollen nose, which was absolutely humiliating. I looked like Rudolph. And it was extremely painful, too. But, glad that's behind me. I think, I don't know how I really got it. There's one hypothesis, is that my immune system was kind of diminished. I was a little bit sick, a little like a respiratory issue. And then I was like shaving my nose hairs. And with this electric razor, and I kind of just jammed it up my nostril, and it might have like nicked the inside. And apparently that can be enough to allow either strep or like some sort of staph virus, or not virus, bacteria. Apparently we have these bacterias on our skin constantly. And sometimes just if you're a little bit diminished and you get like a nick, some sensitive area. Anyways, yeah, started at the nose, super painful, bright red nose, swollen, and then it moved to the eyes, and it just wasn't getting better. Like, I conquered the nose portion just by myself, which people say you shouldn't. On Reddit, I was like up at 2 a.m. reading on Reddit. Everyone's like, you're gonna die, you have to go to the hospital, it's gonna turn into systemic sepsis, abscess in your brain, you're done. So eventually I decided to get some antibiotics after days of it just not getting better for the eyes. Anyways, that's enough about me. How's everybody doing out there? It's been kind of rainy here. Kind of rainy. A little bit colder. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, some days it'll be in the 50s, and then like the next day it'll be in the 70s, and then a day later it'll be in like the 80s. I'm usually like a coastal region, a little bit more stable, but not so much here. Pretty wide swings. Get some different wind patterns. But yeah, anyways, this is like infusion probably number 5. I had a couple sips before I started the live stream. But yeah, this is my roof here in China, where I drink copious amounts of tea. Today I'm drinking this Anhua Tian Jian, and it's nice. It kind of has like pine aroma to it. Kind of a sweet, syrupy pine thing going on. See, there's some pretty tightly rolled leaves here. But when you, whoops. Oh, it's maybe a good example. See, when you kind of stretch them out, it's like a leaf, and then that one looks a little bit damaged. Get a little nerdy here, but yeah, it's just some like rolled younger leaves. Nothing too crazy. Haven't really seen any buds. Anyways, beautiful color, and it had this beautiful amber color right from the rinse. So that was pretty cool. Just kind of like surprised you when you rinse it. In other news, the website now has reviews on it. So if you've ordered from me in the past 90 days, you probably were peppered with some emails requesting picture or video reviews. And you know, no pressure. But if you leave a picture review, you get 30% off your next order. And if you leave a video review, which I'm really hoping, you'll get 50% off your next order, which is pretty intense. So, yeah. But yeah, that's my roof here in China. Did you guys notice this is a Christmas tree? Yeah. This is my Douglas fir. I've got the Christmas tree. Who's that? Yeah, I've got the Christmas tree up here. This was my Christmas tree from last year. It was kind of struggling. I had it on my patio. As soon as lower branches have been drying out. But I'm hoping it makes a comeback up here. And maybe I can just use the same tree next year. It's kind of funny. I'm just going to start growing the Christmas tree. And yeah, hopefully that'll work. But yeah, really happy to have the reviews on the website. I think that'll be cool. And if you didn't get an email yet, you probably will in the next couple days. It's a pretty automated system. And yeah, I think if you just leave some simple review, like you could just make some simple little video review, you get 50% off your next order. I think that's pretty fair. Like, I think I'd probably go for that if I were the kind of person who liked buying tea on the internet. But yeah, so I'm just really glad to be back making content. I'm going to be posting a video later today about this tea. And Emmanuel, Serpent Rider, Hamad Ibrahim, thanks for swinging by my cute little messy roof here in China. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this cat's just chilling. Just super chill. So chill. So chill. Alright, it's like infusion number 6 maybe? Ah. Yeah, this new phone's pretty intense. S23 Ultra. It has really good slow motion. I'm having a lot of fun with that. But yeah, it's beautiful amber color here. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, so the website has reviews, and still trying to crack the code on some basic teaware. Man, it's a difficult choice. I think I need to just be more decisive. But yeah, I'm looking to have like a teapot and a gaiwan and maybe like a little travel tea set on the website in the next couple of weeks, month, something like that. The tea club is coming back around again. So next month, hey Siegbert Schnozzle. Thank you. That's a good girl. That's a good girl, Huang Huang, which means yellow. Good girl, Huang Huang. Good girl, Huang Huang. Huang. The mother of my main battle dog. She's been through a lot. She's been with us for like 10 years. And this big old bag of tea. This puppy's been with me for over a year now. Good bag of tea. Good grocery bag full of tea. Siegbert Nozzle, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that's my roof here in China. See, that's a Chinese flag. See, this is totally China. People think I'm lying, but that is definitely a Chinese flag. This is China. Look at this lovely architecture. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. But yeah, this is my roof here in China, where I drink a lot of tea and make fires. Yes, sir, Tanjiro Kamado. This is mainland China. Shenzhen. Just across the border from Hong Kong. The cheap side of the border. You go to Shenzhen, mainland China here, where I live. You can rent a place for, well, I mean, it gets pretty darn cheap, but in general, 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, you're looking at like $300 or $400 a month. You know, maybe $400 a month, $500 a month, less than $500 a month for rent, generally, for a 2 or 3 bedroom. You go across the border into Hong Kong, whew, you better have brought your wallet, buddy, because in Hong Kong, you're probably looking at about 5 times that. So, yeah, I mean, you just go a couple miles south of where I am, and the rent goes up 5x. And labor costs, too, go up 5x. Everything kind of just 5x's. No, actually, the rent is particularly high in Hong Kong. But you can hire someone for probably similar to American wages in Hong Kong. And maybe even a little bit less. Less regulatory burden. But, and I mean, people in Shenzhen command high wages too, compared to the rest of China. Yeah, I mean, in China, people's lives have just kept getting better. You know, everybody that's like older than 20 years old or 25 or something is like way richer than their parents, which is kind of the opposite for like a lot of millennials in America. Their parents are still richer than them, or at least I know that's the case with me. Boy, it's been a grind. But yeah, in China, it's like everybody's richer than their parents. And maybe that's starting to kind of end with like Gen Z. But Yeah, it's just, the past 30, 40 years in China have just been very optimistic. Everything's getting better. You're getting raises at work left and right. The cost of living is staying pretty much the same. The inflation in China is almost non existent. It's very similar to the way it was 10 years ago, over 10 years ago now. When I came to China in 2014, the rent was the same. Every food was like the same. Everything's kind of stayed the same, except the cost of employees, like wages, have risen a little bit, but it's been like offset by like technological advancement and stuff. That the overall cost of living hasn't changed in China for 10 years. No, no. I mean, they still speak Mandarin over in Taiwan. It's just the writing would be traditional Chinese characters, like in Hong Kong. But they still speak Mandarin over there. So, yeah, I look forward to going there. My wife can't go because they are kind of strict about mainland Chinese visiting now. Mainland Chinese used to show up in Taiwan, and there'd be like protests outside like the bus terminals and stuff. And so the way you go now is the mainland Chinese has to be part of a tour group, and it's just expensive and complicated and nonsense. So yeah, I need to go to Taiwan. It's so funny. I could be in Taiwan in like a couple hours, like just hop on a plane, but I just haven't gone. So I need to. I need to go to Taiwan. I do. Actually, my first kind of love with Asia was Japan and Taiwan, because I used to watch this guy on YouTube, a video blogger, a vlogger, a moto vlogger. He would race his motorcycle around Taiwan. His name is Morda13, and I watched that guy's videos all day when I was in college, before I dropped out. But yeah, I'd like to go to Taiwan. They have a good like motorcycle culture and stuff there. They have a lot of like little go-kart tracks and stuff, from what I understand. And the tea, of course, they have, really famous, Formosa, Dongding, GABA, a lot of interesting teas that I'd like to acquaint myself with. So I'll go. Probably need to spend some time there. But yeah, I just haven't really been able to do that yet. But I will. But yeah, I can't really read simplified or traditional Chinese. I only know a handful of characters in simplified Chinese. But my spoken is, I can get by. Not like fluent, but I know T survival Chinese. I know T business Chinese. It's a very special course of study, T business Chinese. And but yeah, good question, man. Yeah, it's interesting. Like Hong Kong, they speak Cantonese, but they'll have the same traditional Chinese characters, and so it's just interesting to me how like Taiwan and Hong Kong will have the same writing, but then they'll just say it differently. It's really fascinating how languages evolve. Anyways, yeah. So, what do you guys think about my Christmas tree here? It's so funny to have a Christmas tree on the roof. That is a good old-fashioned Douglas fir. That is the real deal over there. It's been having some problems, though. Getting a little crispy and crackly. But I think it's going to come back. I think it's going to be okay. Whoop. But yeah, you guys know Harold and Kumar, that movie? Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Remember when they get that big bag of weed? And they're like, it's like we went from totally poor to being millionaires. That's how it feels to have like a big a big grocery bag full of tea like this. It's not like packaged properly. It's just because the guy I bought this from, he doesn't sell to like normal people. He just sells like once a season. He'll crop out and sell to like a wholesaler. But I just showed up at his house. Like he didn't have anything to pack it in. But that's kind of how I do it here in China. It takes a little bit of courage, but I just like wander up to people's farms. And he's just like, hey. And I think actually being a foreigner gives me a little bit of an advantage, because if just someone else kind of randomly showed up at your farm, you might be like, get the hell off my property. But the novelty of being a foreigner, I think there's a little bit more curiosity and a little bit more openness. So I think it's actually an advantage. And, Chinese people are just so friendly. So friendly. And really had a lot of great experiences. And ever since I quit drinking, I mean, nothing but great experiences. Maybe I had some bad experiences when I was a drunk retard. But, man, ever since I quit drinking, life just got so much easier. And people are so much nicer. It's so funny. Anyways. You can talk in Mandarin, but I think you won't be able to read some signs and stuff. That's right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I can't read anything in traditional, and I can only recognize a tiny amount of... Effectively, I can't read any Chinese. I mean, I can recognize a few characters in simplified, but yeah, I couldn't read anything, any Chinese in Taiwan or Hong Kong, or mainland China for that matter. I mean, effectively, I'm illiterate in so many ways. No. My wife's mom also cannot read, and she's born here. So that's kind of an interesting generational difference there. Yeah, women just weren't really supposed to go to school in kind of her time. And just learning to read was just not seen as something important. Kind of interesting. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody. And sorry I've been MIA. But looking to get back to these great daily live stream tea sessions with this nice cat. So mellow. It's really nice. It has kind of like a savory taste. And it's been going a long time, and you can see these are still pretty, like a lot of them are still pretty tightly curled up or tightly rolled. But I'm on like infusion 7 or maybe 8. But yeah, still a lot of pretty tightly rolled leaves. Anyways, I don't want to bore you guys with too much of my rambling. Maybe I'll just do one more infusion. And then, whoops, saw my naked body. Do one more infusion here. But yeah, it's my roof here in China. And if you don't believe me, I mean, that is a Chinese flag. Come on. And that is definitely some Asian architecture. And that is definitely a dog. Smoky, strong smell. What do you mean, the tea you're drinking right now? Are you drinking a tea right now? Are you drinking that Zingshan Xiaozhong, the Lapsing Souchong. That thing is like a kick in the teeth. Oh, you're drinking an Anhua Tian Jian? That's cool. Yeah, some of them are really smoky. This one's not really that smoky. Although they have these massive vats. They have different styles of smoking. You know, sometimes they use that 7-star method. But sometimes they just have like a big like mesh over like a vat where they just throw like wood and charcoal. I haven't actually seen it done, but I'd like to. That's cool. Cool, Emmanuel. Well, thanks for stopping by. La la la. La la la. Melon roasted? Bitter melon roasted? That sounds exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. Bitter melon roasted tea. Ooh. That sounds cool. Where did you get that? La 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 la. So yeah, this is a pretty cool tea. It's one of those teas I really don't think I can get any more of. You know, the farmer I bought this from, he couldn't even accept electronic payment, and I didn't have a bunch of cash on me, which is kind of a mistake. I've learned now in the future when I go to like rural, like really rural China, you should bring cash. Because a lot of these elderly folks, or at least, you know, over 50, owning tea farms that aren't like prepared to sell directly to people, they just don't have WeChat Pay. You just can't pay them with the prevailing electronic method here in China. So I had to pay his son, who was in college, and then he said he would give it to his dad. It's kind of funny. David Lois, thank you for stopping by. This is Shenzhen, kind of on the outskirts of Shenzhen, China, just across the border from Hong Kong in mainland China. See, that's a Chinese flag over there. This is totally China. You can't fake that. But yeah, this is my roof here on the outskirts of Shenzhen, which is kind of a big city on the border with Hong Kong. And yeah. But thanks for stopping by, David Lois. This is my dog. It's Huang Huang. And this is my big old bag of tea I'm playing with today. You really feel a sense of wealth, something like this. Shakespeare would be so grateful to have a big bag of tea like this. Ah, yes, Yunnan sourcing, the competition. Man, that guy's been selling tea online for like 15 years or something. Crazy. I think he better be prepared to leave the business because there's a new sheriff in town. It's called My Tea Connection. You know, it hurts. You know, I don't want to, put anybody out of business, but that's just the reality of it. Might have to go pay him a visit. Anyways, but yeah, this is my rooftop here in China. And this is my big bag of tea for today. It's an Anhua Tian Jian tea. This is Huzi, which means tiger in Chinese. And yeah, this is my little roof here. Let's do a little roof tour. You know, it's spring now. The flowers are just really coming along. Everything's looking beautiful. Look at the density of petals on this flower. Extremely strong aroma too. Really wonderful. Look at all these. They were all cut back, but now they're just thriving. Just all these new shoots, new flowers, so much new growth. You know, this was just like a woody little thing now. And there's so much. Some sugar cane over there in the corner. Lovely. Look at these like little like tulip shaped flowers here. This thing, just all this new growth. Look at this thing just diving towards the heavens, towards the Tian Jian, heavens, sky, Tian. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, that Baxian, man. Yeah, I just love the rinse and then just smell the guy one right after the rinse. Man, that's hits. I totally agree, dude. That's what really sold me on that tea. Right when you rinse it, just a powerful, amazing aroma. Thank you, dude. I totally agree. Oh, this is the new addition. I haven't showed you guys yet. This is a grape tree vine. See? And a grapevine. Look at these little grapes. Yeah. This is my very own grapevine. So, it's pretty big, you know? It's already like a mature plant. You know, cost a pretty penny. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, it is a little bit like a yashishang. I don't have a good yashishang at home. I have one that's a little bit weak, and I don't really trot it out that much. But yeah, this grape is gonna thrive. It's gonna just start shooting up. You see, like right here, it's kind of like the frontier buds here that are just shooting up. And so I'm gonna run some cable across here. This steel cable is pretty popular here. You just pick it up at any hardware store and just run it across. You know, steel. Steel's so cheap and plentiful here in China. That iron ore, they're just overflowing with it here. So yeah, I'm gonna run some cables, get some nice grapes going here. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, Sean, I love that Baxian. Do one more infusion. It's kind of the last of the water. I'll just take this off. Boop. Yeah, yeah. All the dance songs, they're all pretty pungent, pretty potent. You know, you just rinse it, and then it's like amazing aroma. But thanks for swinging by, everybody. Probably gonna end it there, but don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will leave you with these lovely leaves. Thanks for stopping by, Sean, Emmanuel, Tanjiro Kamado, David Lois, and Siegbert Schnazel, and Hamid Ibrahim. Wow, just an amazing crew of tea aficionados. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you tomorrow.